Well, okay, guys. I hope you watched part 1 of my amazing Planes to Profit weekend. Today is going to be part 2. So grab a drink, grab a chair, come along with me as the shenanigans continue. Okay, guys. Wow. So, this video is day 2 of the Planes to Profit conference that was held here in Omaha last weekend. And I was hoping to get these videos out quicker, but every time it seems like we had this crazy weather come through. We had literally an 80-degree shift in temperature. So it went from really comfortable, nice temperatures to freezing snow. And, you know, I ended up getting a head cold from that. So I had to wait till I wasn't like coughing and sneezing like crazy over that. But anyway, my car is unloaded. So let's get into what I did this day. So when we finished up with our day Friday, Lori and I got to talking. Lori is with Dakota Relics, and if you don't follow Lori with Dakota Relics, you should. She finds amazing stuff, and she found some really great stuff this weekend, so you should hop over. And in fact, I'm going to try to link everybody's channel on this video series because I think everybody had a little different tweak to what went on that weekend and things that they looked for. So talked with Lori, and we decided, since we weren't meeting up till the afternoon to have, you know, the presentations and stuff on the conference, that we would take advantage of the free time and go out thrifting. So Lori mentioned an estate sale, and believe it or not, I have never been, well, you know, I can't say that because I did go to an estate sale at my mom's, but I've never been to an estate sale here in Omaha. You know, I work full time, so typically I can't get out like on Thursday, Friday to hit those up. And, you know, really, I wasn't too sure how those things ran, but I knew Lori had been. Lori goes quite a bit, so she was a great person to tag along with. So it was Lori with Dakota Relics, Meg, and she is Lilac Seller. She is, I believe, mainly a bookseller. So it was fascinating to see her perspective, things that she would pick up. And then also Lynn and her daughter went along. So I absolutely loved meeting Lynn and her daughter. It reminds me so much of me and my girls whenever we go out picking, looking at stuff. Lynn has a great eye. You know, we were all in these stores, and I think we each gravitated towards something a little different, you know. So let me show you what I found at that first thrift store that we stopped at. So, found this little vintage Valentine's girl. So I was thinking I would pair her with some antique Valentine postcards, something like that. Make some kind of little vignette, you know, that you could display at Valentine's. And of course, if there's anything that you're seeing as you're watching this video, you can always email me at bayouvellebantiques@gmail.com and we can discuss the price. Then the next thing I picked up were these egg cups. I thought those were really cute. I love roosters, and at first I thought these were like Johnson Brothers or something, but no, they are Japan. And this thrift store was running a 50% off sale on these eggs. Those are too small. I didn't grab my other milk glass eggs, so, but you get the picture. Or you could, if you collect marbles or paperweights, you know, you could use those as a holder. And I also picked up these guys. I thought those were really nice. Very mid-century modern. So we have those. Then I picked up something I don't typically pick up, but for $2, I said, why not? We'll give it a go. It is a Fenton Carnival holiday plate. Still has her sticker on her, but I'm going to take the hanger off. I'm really surprised that there wasn't damage. These metal hangers are like the worst thing to put on stuff, but I'd put her in an easel to display, so she'd be great to put up around Christmas. I don't normally pick up a collector plate, but a Fenton Carnival glass plate for $2. Can't say no to that. And then I also found a goodness, this thing is long. So it's a vintage mantle scarf. So I thought that would be really nice to display on your mantle, especially if you have a more Victorian type aesthetic. So that one is really long. We have that. Then I picked up some ephemera. And I need ephemera like I need a hole in the head, but you know me. I couldn't resist this one. It is Peter Pan Ice Capades. Like I said, everything was half price. And look, it was originally 50 cents for the show. When's the last time you went to a show for 50 cents? So this one was, let's see, I was looking to find, okay, so this is 1955 Ice Capades. So the graphics on this thing, aren't they fabulous? I could not leave that behind. I'll have to look at some of these names and see if any of them, you know, who knows? I don't know. Starring Donna Atwood. Fabulous. And look at the back. Isn't that great? It's in fabulous, fabulous condition. We have that. Then they had a collection of playbills that I picked up. So these are something new for me. I'll have to research them. They may go in a lot or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with these. But I had Madama butterfly. I always thought it was Madam Butterfly. I don't know. That one. Then we had this one. And then we had Unsinkable Molly Brown. And, you know, even if you don't like playbills, the ads in these things are great. I mean, look at these perfume ads. Let's see. Just kind of trying to flip through and see. Oh, look at this. Food Tropicana. That one neat. So, you know, even if you're not into playbills, like I said, there's some great ads. Like, look at this bar ad. And there was also The Happiest Millionaire. I don't know. He doesn't look too happy to me. Does he look happy to you? But yeah, look at the ads. Oh, look, there's even an airline ad in there. So, yeah, I mean, who else likes looking at ads? I love ads. Ooh, look at this one. Look at this cat. That is fabulous. And we had Kiss Me Kate. The cigarette ad on the back. These cigarette ads, they kill me. I don't, oh, Lucky Strike. Oh, I don't get it. Excuse me. Then there was also Snow Plays from Radio City Music Hall. And this one, June 20th, 1957. Oh, this one had Marilyn Monroe in it. Isn't that cool? So, and Laurence Olivier. That's kind of cool. And look at the advertisement for the other musicals coming up. So I thought those were kind of cool to grab. Then the best find of that store was something, you guys know me, I don't normally pick up kitsch, but I will tell you, this store not only was running half price, but I also get points from this store. So I got a fantastic price for this girl. Now, paid up for her, but with all the discounts, it would have been stupid to have left her behind. So this is I believe they're carnival dolls. I need Misty, vintage thrifter, junker, hunter to weigh in, and Enamour Amy to weigh in. Tell me more about her. She is a composite doll. She does have, a few condition issues, but overall, She's really not in that terrible shape. I don't think this dress came with her, and I'll show you why in a second. But she has, like, her hair still. I mean, you know, I don't see these very often, but when I do see them, I don't see them with, like, hair. I see them, like, painted or no hair. But look at this. So she's from the 1920s. Still has the information on when she got her, who it was gifted to. And the best part about her, guys, is she came with her original provenance. Look at this. This is a picture of her with the doll. Check that out. I wish she had the original dress on her, but based on this picture, I don't think what's on her is the original. But on the back, it has Florence with her dolls. The Cupid doll was a Christmas gift to her from her Uncle Joe Ryan in 1922. How cool is that? And then not only that is a picture of her later, Florence, with her doll. They said it was restored, and this is from Christmas of '84. Now, how cool is that? Would you have picked her up? Let me know. I do have to do more research on her. So, you know, like I said, she does have a couple of condition issues, but I mean, her face is in really, really good condition. I mean, these composite dolls, they don't last long, and, you know, I mean, think of, what is she? She's 100 years old, 1922. Yeah, she's cool. She is so cool. So Lori and I talked about her, and we decided we'd take a chance on her. All right, so I'm gonna show you the haul from the next thrift store, and then I'll show you what I got at the estate sale. You're not gonna believe it. So at the next thrift store, I found these Fenton Hobnail Sugar and Creamer. I don't usually find that pattern, but they were in fabulous condition, so I picked those up. I also found a crocheted apron. She's in really good shape, so give her a good soak and get those stains out of her. Oh, and I did forget to show you one other thing I got at the, and this was same chain that we went to, but I also got these pictures from the Earl Carroll Theater Restaurant in Hollywood. But look at that. There's that one. And then this one. Look at their clothes. Aren't they amazing? So, need to do a little research on those. And then the last two things that I got at the thrift store was this tile. I think it's probably either Portuguese or Italian, based on, and I do think it's an older one because it is stapled, you know, it's not glued. But the colors, I absolutely loved the colors. I can't imagine using something so pretty in my kitchen, but I guess you could. And then for Meg, shout out to you, Meg. I picked up this little book, Milton's Comos, Lucidias, and Other Poems. It's just a small book. Check that out. 1922. Thought it was in really great condition, but it is a collection of poems that I thought would be really pretty on display. And it does have some provenance with it that I have not looked through yet. So we have that. All right, so give me a couple minutes and let me get this stuff moved along, and I will show you the estate sale. Okay, so like I told you, two of the thrift stores that we went to were the same chain, and they're actually a like an estate sale liquidation type company. So they're a thrift store, you know what I mean? So they did have some higher priced items, but you know, if you dug and looked, I have found some really good things at that place. So while we were driving to the second one, we saw an estate sale sign, and we were like, oh, you know, the gods have you know, sung some praises, and they knew we were out, and so we decided to check it out. Now, I'm going to tell you, this was an extremely high-end estate sale. The lady used to work at Borsheim's, which, if you're not familiar with Borsheim's, it's a very, very, very nice jewelry store that is in Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway family. And let's just say I should have worked at Borsheim's, because this lady, there was no Target, Walmart stuff in her house. I don't even think there was Hobby Lobby stuff. It was all really, really high-end stuff. And I'll insert a picture here of one of the items that was for sale. So yeah, how many of you want that item? But there was some, I was just drooling. There was just, she had beautiful stuff. Down in the basement, she had antique children's desk. She had antique toys. She had the glass. She had pottery. The built-in cabinetry. I really wish I would have been brave enough to have filmed in this place, but they were only, you know, as one person would come out, they let one person in, so it was pretty tight in there, and it never really, I don't know, it's someone's home, so it kind of weirds me out a little bit, but I did manage to find a few things that I thought weren't too bad. So the first thing I came across, and let me tell you, this estate company was looking things up. Now don't get me wrong, they are working for their client, but at the same time, you have got to price things at a price point where they're going to move. And now, half off day probably was a frenzy, I'll tell you, in that place. But it was mostly collector prices at this point. Lori found a beautiful, beautiful perfume bottle. I was so jealous that she found that thing. But, you know, hey, we all found things. Meg found these beautiful Vaseline dishes, and Lynn and her daughter Found some vintage Christmas in a bag that I would not have looked at. There was something for everybody in there. Like I said, it was very high-end estate. So, but I found this, and being in the Omaha area, we get quite a bit of Polish pottery that pops in. And in between Omaha and Kansas City, there is a Polish pottery outlet that I do have a video I need to release on. I will warn you though, they are not outlet prices, let me tell you. But I do have an amazing haul of Polish pottery that you're not going to want to miss. And that'll be coming at some point. God, I'm so behind. Anyway, so I found this. It was, yeah, look at that, $7.50. It was only $7.50. But it is a Polish pottery Christmas tree luminary. So you put your light underneath and it comes through all of the holes. And I was really surprised that it was still sitting there, because there had been several people in front of us already in there. And I don't know why nobody picked that up. I mean, so I did snag it. That was, believe me, the outlet prices on these things are insane. Totally insane. And they've been a bit pricey in the antique malls here too, as well. So did snag that guy. Then I saw this paperweight. And it is glass. And, you know, it was $5. But it is signed, and it's Gmar Art 2003. I'm not sure. Let's see. It's kind of hard to see. So, again, a little sleeper. I didn't know what was there. Like I said, not all antique malls, not all estate sales, and not all thrift stores know everything. You can manage to find some deals. I also found, and Angela, dear Angela's vintage, you're gonna love it. Look at this deer. Oh my God. It's wood. Oh, he is old. She had brooches. Oh my God. She had a rhinestone square, I believe, brooch. It was bigger than my hand. It was huge. I wanted that thing so bad. I looked at it, and I really don't know my jewelry well enough. I should have probably picked it up, but it was like 40, I think, $45. But I mean, I have never seen, it had every kind of cut you could think of. I was speechless. It was absolutely gorgeous, but I need to learn my jewelry a little bit more before I, tie up that kind of money, because it wasn't something I would have kept for myself, but it was gorgeous. I did pick up for myself one of these little guys. These guys are so hard to find, but I do collect them. I like to mix them in with my swung vases in the spring, so he is staying with me. Then I found this little lady. How many of y'all know what she is? I only knew what she was because Jocelyn, Crazy Lamp Lady, has picked these up. But she is, and I am sure I'm not pronouncing it right, but I'll pronounce it like Jocelyn does. She's a poopy doll, made in France. So she was not priced. She's in great condition. They didn't know what they had, and let me tell you, they were trying to Google lens her and everything. They didn't know what they had. I knew what they had, but they didn't. So they were like, oh, I don't know, $5. I was like, yeah, please, mine. And then I picked up, and I'm going to have to be a little careful, these little Kappa Diamante place card holders. Look at those. Aren't they beautiful? I have to be really careful with this one because it did slide off its base. But here's the other one. And I normally don't pick things like that up, but I picked these up because I didn't see any damage on these guys. Aren't these amazing? So cool. So cool. And then these two items, I will tell you, are for me. These will not be for sale. I collect Victorian glass. I collect a lot of things, but in particular, Victorian glass. And I am trying to get back to only collecting the Victorian glass. So I'm going to be thinning out a bit of my herd and focusing on what I like. Look at this, Stevens & Williams. Not sure if you can see, probably see the cadmium lights up like crazy. So this, and look at the optic on this, guys. Isn't that a crazy optic? So that is going into my glow cabinet. Then I picked up another piece, and guys, it was only $20. Like I said, it was for me. I never find these without damage, but I have not come across one in this shape. And honestly, the damage isn't that terrible. If you collect Stevens & Williams, you know what I mean. They are always terribly damaged. Look at this. The only damage that I could see on it was right here. It was probably a flower that broke off on it. They didn't know what they had. They did not know what they had. This is antique Victorian glass. It is, you know, hand blown. Look, it is going to glow green like crazy. This thing is going to light up. Can you see that? It's amazing. It is just stunning. The camera doesn't do it justice. Absolutely stunning. So, like I said, this is a piece for me. I mean, I'm really surprised the handle wasn't broken off. And I'm going to tell you, whenever you find glass like this, do not hold it by these handles. That is the weakest point. Just like the glass baskets, do not hold them by the handles. That is the weakest point, and that is where the breakage will happen. So, but if you ever come across these in the wild, they are Stevens & Williams, and they go for pretty decent money. I mean, like I said, I don't usually find them in my price range, and if I do, they're usually far more damaged than I am willing to have in my collection. Although some days I think, you know, you should just save it, but, you know, but the price point and the damage, but this one was just right. So she will be going in my glow cabinet, which, stay tuned. As with everything, there will be a video on that because I am doing a little bit of an overhaul in there and trying to arrange my Victorian glass pieces that I have been picking up. I am moving out some of my Viking pieces, so keep an eye on my Etsy store because you'll probably see those showing up in my Etsy store. But with that, that was the end of our thrifting. We were running late to get back to the presentations, which, you know, I blame Lori. It was all Lori's fault. I'm just telling you. But I will, like I said, link everybody's channel that I'm aware of in this video. I mean, there were some just amazing speakers. It was a fabulous weekend. I cannot thank our host enough for the wonderful time. And, you know, stay tuned and see what I picked up on my way home when I stopped at an antique mall. Okay, talk to y'all later. Bye.